As the Ministry of Communications and Works gets prepared to implement a new vehicle licensing regime, it's taking steps to certify that the tags on the registered vehicles conform to law. Officials met with local license plate manufacturers to apprise them of the requirements and guidelines for standardized number plates. Acting Permanent Secretary Alison Shaw says individuals need to follow procedure.
Persons who are acquiring license plates ought to have the proper documentation from the ministry showing that the number plate for which the individual is procuring coincides with the registration of the vehicle by the Ministry of Transport. Because of course you would know that there's a lot of criminal activity taking place and vehicles are bearing number plates but not necessarily those that correspond to the registration of the vehicle on our system.
Shaw says standardized tags help in the fight against fraud and other illicit activities. She says personalized plates or artwork on number plates violate the Road, Vehicle and Traffic Act. The government official says it is important those who create the plates are aware of the rules.
There's also another perspective that the vehicles bear the number plates, but they do not correspond with the lettering and the colors that the legislation makes provision for. So you have a lot of cursive, reflective, mirror-like number plates that you can hardly see. They are not very visible or legible. So that's another point that we want to discuss with them. And also the legislation, the Motor Vehicle and Road Traffic Act, makes provision for registration of license plate manufacturers, but we have never done that in the past.
Participants at the seminar lauded the efforts of the Ministry of Communications and Works to improve the license plate regime.
Well, I find this meeting will be very important towards that licensing problem we have in St.Lucia in terms of different fonts and visualizing number plates and things. So
ultimately, we want to make sure that our roads out there are safe and that the vehicles that are plying the roads of St. Lucia are vehicles that are duly registered in our system, they are duly insured, and that the identifying registration plate that is affixed to the vehicle is one that matches the registration in the system.
The Ministry of Communications and Works has begun overhauling the vehicle registration process by creating a database to aid in the regulation of the thousands of vehicles which traverse the roads in St. Lucia. The exercise on standardized license plates is just one aspect of the education and awareness campaign to reduce the number of traffic infractions.